Well, hello. Hope you're doing well today. I thought we would take a little bit of time right now, at least if you celebrate the Christmas holidays. A lot of people are off, so I figured this might be a good time to just kind of play around some. And I figured I'd do something design-oriented and maybe take a bit of a breather from the Astro course. I know not everyone's going through that, so I wanted to give everyone else something else to do. I do know that my stream supposedly is better. I had the internet people come out last time I streamed. It was kind of a little spotty, so let me know how it's experiencing for you. But hopefully this is working okay. I can always kill the video feed or the music or something like that if I need to, but I hope you're doing well today. All right, well, let's go ahead and jump in. Let me get everything set up here and moved over. And so all I've got is an empty Figma document open. Maybe let's rename this to like soccer landing page. Basically, I have somebody who asked me to build out a little landing page for a kids soccer camp for them, so that's what I was planning on doing. But I was already going to do it anyhow this morning, so I figured maybe somebody would want to join me and do this together. So this is not going to be like real, super professional. I'm just talking you through what I would do. It's just for a really tiny little camp, and I'm no designer or marketer. I code honestly just on the side for fun, and so this channel has really been an exploration of learning how to code and learning how to design and just kind of teaching as I go. But I'm in no means a professional. I'm always a student, never the expert. But I do think it helps me to teach through it, and I'm hopeful it's helpful to you too. Let me know if you have any trouble with audio or anything like that. But we're gonna just keep going and jump right in. And like I said, this is more of just kind of a fun stream. So I do have some colors that we do need to pull in. So what I will probably do is come over here and let's rename this to something like brand guide or something like that. And then I'm just gonna let's get a couple of these things in, and I'll just copy this over a few times. And just so we've got these colors in here, I'm gonna go ahead and just paste in the colors that I've got. So these are colors I've got to stick within. They're like blues and greens, basically. That's a light blue, and I don't remember what this is. Yeah, okay. So these are the colors we're going to stick with, and I'm going to go ahead and just set these up. So we'll call this like dark, and that way they're part of my actual color styles in Figma, so I can change them in one place, and they can adapt everywhere. Change this to like light. We'll just call this accent 1, or what do we call this? Primary. We'll call this secondary. Secondary, something like that, and then we'll call this light. All right, so now I've got all these in here. I don't technically need these anymore because they're right there, but just to show you that, let's also come up, let's grab an inspo. All right, and this is where we'll drag stuff. So again, I'm just kind of walking you through everything on my end. Good. All right, glad to know everything's okay for you, Batu. Hopefully that stays the same for everyone. Like I said, I was going to do this anyhow this morning and just figured maybe I'd give everyone a quick break from the Astro series. More coming next week for that, but I know a lot of people are not around, so I don't want to be dropping a bunch of videos that people would want to see. All right, typically what I would do if I were just doing this on my own is I would come into a place like Dribbble and I would just start searching if it lets me. All right, and I'd search for something like, so this is like a soccer or football landing page. So maybe I just start with that. And usually what I do is I kind of just get some ideas of what people are doing. So this is more like a kids camp. So it's going to be a little bit different. And again, like I'm not going to have like final copy right now or anything like that. I'm just kind of generally wanting to get a sense of what some ideas. So as I look through this, so this is like the 6th or 7th year that they're doing this camp. So I want that to be prominent. We also want like right now they're not taking registrations, but we want like a remind me when registration opens, some kind of form like that. So I want that to be pretty prominent too right now. So just kind of thinking through what I'd want. But for now, I like the fact that they've got this huge banner here. I think I can use something like that. So that's an idea. Let's see what else we got that I like. So I'm just kind of getting a sense of what's out there generally in the space. I could just do even landing page because it's not like it needs to be anything specific. All right, what is this? All right, then I'll go to Pinterest, which I just created this account, so it's got nothing I've looked at before because I usually use something else, but soccer camp landing page, something like that maybe. And then I usually also come to Behance and do the same thing. Hey, get out of here. So we'll do something like soccer landing page, and then I'll probably go to like football landing page and play around with that. So looks like it's pulling in football stuff. All right, let's look at Pinterest. Let's see what we've got here. It's for kids, so I want it to look kind of like kid friendly. Hey, look at this, something like this. Okay, not a huge fan, but you know, it's in the right genre. So And usually when I'm thinking through a landing page, I really, especially with something as simple as this, we're driving everybody to one action. In this case, it would be to sign up when registrations are open, and eventually it would be to sign up for the actual camp. So as I scroll through this, that's kind of something I'm keeping in mind. This is like kind of 90s vibe over here. So all I'm doing is just kind of getting a sense of some ideas, some things I might want. I wouldn't mind having... Oh, this is kind of cool. Like, let the kid put their own picture in there, like, I register for camp. Maybe that's an idea for, like, the actual registration later on. But like I said, I haven't spent any time looking into this yet. This is just me sitting down the first time to kind of start thinking through what I might want stuff to look like. I'd love to know where you're watching from, and I know not everyone is off these times of years, and in many parts of the world right now is the warm part, but for me right now, I've got a couple feet of snow on the ground. I'm going skiing later today, stuff like that. So it's Christmassy in the U.S. right now, at least where I'm at. Okay, let's see. All right, so when I get a kind of a sense of, now this is kind of getting useless, let me go here to like football design or something like that. The thing is, I think in America, this is going to pull up a lot of American football stuff. Yeah? Some. We'll go football landing page again. And eventually I'll start pulling some stuff over here. What I typically like to do is just get a sense of what's out there and then shut all this stuff down so that I'm not overly influenced or like copying stuff. Instead, I want to be inspired only. Hey, Jathan, welcome. All right, so I also probably am going to start with basically a black and white design because I feel like that will allow me to focus on the design and not just the colors. Maybe I won't. We'll see. All right, so I do have some photos that we can pull in. I probably won't today, but I kind of like this as an idea. So maybe this will be the first thing I grab. So let me grab this. And I'm just going to bring this in over here. So I like this as like kind of an idea of to show like past design. Maybe I even have it rotating. I've been wanting to do a video on kind of that fake, what did that thing used to be called? It'll come to me, but basically where you have like rotating banners. There used to be an HTML element. It's actually still, you can use it. It's just been deprecated for like 10 years, so you probably shouldn't, but anyhow, that would be the idea here, is these would be kind of moving back and forth and just rotating through them to give you a sense of, you know, pictures from camps of the past. Let's see what else we got going on here. Anything else I want to steal from here? I don't think so. It's a nice start though. Okay, so what's going on here? Let's see what this is. Okay. I like this idea of this like a real close-up focus field. So, and all these little soccer design elements, like pulling from the actual field, that's super smart. So I really like that. So I'll pull this in here. Leonardo. Hey, thank you so much. That's very kind. I'm glad you've enjoyed the content. I'm very much a learner, but I find that I learn best when I get to explain stuff. And so it's 10 times better for me if somebody else gets benefit out of that too. So the fact that you do it and taking time to say something, that's very kind. And Merry Christmas to you too. All right, let me see. So this is going to be in Utah. So I like the idea of maybe having like a little Utah relief, which we'll play around with here. So I like some of these things. I like how, see, these are more steps from one thing to the next, but I will have two different camps that I've, like two different age groups that we're going to play around with. So I need to give this some thought, exactly how I want this to look too. some of those things are a good starting point. See what I might steal from over here. Kind of like the vibes of this, but I'm not sure that worked great for a... It's more of a poster. So we are going to have like some kind of sign-up form eventually. It wouldn't be a newsletter, it'd be an actual sign-up, but let me bring this over here. Just as kind of a reminder of what that could look like eventually. Right now, I'm not going to have that. Right now, I'm just going to have like a remind me when it's open kind of thing. But it's an idea. Let's see, what's this? Okay, that's not super accessible, but let's see. Come back over here. Let's change this around. I don't think I found anything I really liked over here. Let's go for football landing page and see what shows up. Okay, so some American football stuff. I mean, it'd be cool if I could do like claymorphic, but I don't know that I've got that kind of skill set. They're not super picky about what this looks like, so I pretty much have full design, whatever, freedom to do what I want. Not super loving any of this stuff. So I do need like a coaches section, and then I will also need like the different camps. So I don't mind. I wonder if I did something like this for the coaches. Let me bring that over here. And I probably am going to need to write some stuff here. So otherwise I won't know what this is when I go to look at it. So the idea would be like have a coach here, and then they're going to have different like descriptions about themselves. So I'd have like an image of the coach, and I think I'll have 3 or 4 coaches that will be adding to this site. Whoa, we got some movement here. I mean, that would be cool. I'm not sure I want to go that much into this for for a little tiny soccer camp landing page, but I mean, it's cool. We might have some kind of social element here. I mean, we have social things, so like social things they can follow just to kind of keep up to date. So I don't mind having something like that, maybe somewhere on the page. All right, for now, let's kind of leave this alone, and now let's talk through what we're going to need on the page. So, and then we can start building out assets. So, again, I'm just kind of chatting you through what I would typically do. I don't really have a header section yet, so maybe I do that first. So out of all these, I mean, I did see a couple kind of header areas. Probably it needs to be something more generic like this. It'll have the logo. I mean, it'd be cool if it had all that movement. Let's do like football camp landing page and see what pulls up. I mean, let's see, these are all like camping. Also very enjoyable, but not exactly what we're going for. Let me see. So I want the sign up thing to be right up front, so that's something I do want to remember as we get going here. Let me come back over here. Is there anything? Nah. I mean, I think it's going to be all a single page application, not as in like SBA normally. I mean, like it's actually going to be a single page. So, like a single HTML file. So I might have nav items, but they would just click you down to lower sections of the page. So that, to me, that does affect stuff a decent amount. I mean, this is really so dependent on this. I wonder how this moves on mobile. So I don't know. Maybe we'll just do our own thing. Let me get rid of this and come over here. Okay. So we've got some ideas. Let's now think through what we need. So let me just get a a rectangle out here and grab some text. And let's change this to one of these styles. Okay. So as I think through this, just kind of mocking up what this page looks like, I'm going to have this header area. And inside here, again, this is just kind of sketching out what this might look like. I want this to have like a sign up form for like remind me. It needs to have the logo, which I'm probably not going to put on just so I don't like, I don't think they want me broadcasting this all over the internet, but it's, you know, I'll just grab some mock logo for now. Let's see what else I might want. Like obviously like some kind of header text and like a brief description. So if this is the only thing they look at, they'll get enough to be able to sign up, see what the camp's for, that kind of thing. So that's a starting point. So this will be, we'll call this a header area here. Let me change this to like the blue color or something just to kind of keep this separate. Next, let's come down here. So we're going to have 2 camps, and I want that to be super clear from the start. So I think this will be kind of a dual section. So maybe, let's see, goodness. Let me get rid of this and duplicate this and bring this down. And we'll have just like 2 sections here. And what I really want is for this just to be like the 2 camps. So we'll have a younger camp, we'll have an older camp. Exactly what they are, I think is important to show kind of off the bat. So we'll do that, I think, here. I want at some point to have some kind of social cred. So whether that's, I do have some reviews from parents and stuff from past years that I was given. So let me just kind of jot out some more stuff we need. So like social cred. What else do I need? The coaches. I will also need, let's see. So they get some awards at some point. So I have like a t-shirt, and then they'll get, I'm not exactly sure what it's called, but like benefits of attending the camp kind of thing. They get a t-shirt, they get, you know, stuff like that. So that's a section. I want to show that it's local, so that it's in Utah. So again, going back to kind of this idea here, and maybe that's where I would have some kind of like link to a map or something like that locally. What else would I want? Like a follow us. And again, I'm not like a professional marketer, so you know, this is going to be at my skill level. But I'm happy to hear suggestions of what you would put in here. Eventually, at the very bottom, I'd have like a final CTA. And these are not necessarily in the order these are going to stay in. Is there anything else that I would want? Let me come up over here. I'm going to pull up the current site, which I'm not going to show you. Just to kind of think through if there's anything I'm missing. I don't think so. Okay, so we'll call that good. Let's see. There might be something else I add in here. Well, we had those images, so maybe that's another thing, like that little image bar. All right, so as I think through these, let's now think through different components we might need. So I'm not going to finish laying this out yet. It's just a little too early for me to do that. So I'm going to come over here and just drag this here. And, oops. All right, so where's this? Okay, so let's come in here and let me change this up. So I know I'm going to need some kind of button component. I will also need some kind of card component, probably that can have like an image and one without an image. I've got little logos here. I might pull these in here. So that's something else to think about. Let's see what else I might have. I'll probably have tabbed sections. So these would be either for the coaches, like you click on a coach name and it would show you their info, or for the camps, like to show the different camps a little bit differently. I will also have like the image bars. So maybe let's start with all these. And we'll just use these as kind of a rough starting point of some things that I'm kind of thinking about now. So like this would be like the final CTA section. Here I like this idea of this backdrop image to maybe show off either different things about the camp or the two different camps that I've got running at the same time. Here, that Utah section, here, this image bar, I would think it's going to look pretty similar. I want this to have kind of more the rounded corners look because of the fact that it's for kids. I'll probably also use typography that mimics that. The logo I have is also that way, although, like I said, I'm not going to be using that. So, I don't know. You probably shouldn't necessarily like go straight for typography, but I think that's where my mind goes next is maybe I first look at typography and kind of go from there. So let me do that. And I've got this thing called Raycast that will allow me to search. You can write plugins and extensions for. I've written one. I've got another one that I'm going to submit here soon. But there's just tons of stuff you can do with this thing. And I want to do a video at some point. I know it's Mac only right now. And so it's probably not going to be a popular video, but I don't really do stuff for popularity's sake. I just do what I'm learning, and sometimes they blow up and sometimes they don't. Most of the time they don't, but I don't know. The channel has always been about me learning first, and so I want to keep that the center and not make views a huge thing. Plus, I feel like when creators, or whatever you would call somebody like me, when they just focus on what they like to do, then it's way more enjoyable anyhow. So that's what I'm going to do. So I might do a video on Raycast, how to develop an extension for Raycast, just because I think it's awesome. So it's like an Alfred alternative. All right, so I'm just kind of looking through Google Fonts because I will probably choose something like this. And just kind of looking through some ideas here. I wouldn't mind using something a little thicker. Let's see, let's start with some sans serif stuff. And just kind of trying to narrow down some ideas of what I might use. I'd love to know if you just joined. I know we've had a couple people kind of jump in and out, but if you just joined, I'd love to know where you're watching from, and what you have going on this weekend. Some of these are kind of tiny. Oh, it's just because they're the full name of whatever they happen to be, so it's hard to always see. So this Nuneto I've used before. I kind of like that as an idea because it's got that rounded look, but to me it doesn't look too kiddish. So usually you have all of these available to you. So it's definitely more of that rounded look. I also don't know that I mind picking something more, maybe like fat and displayed or something like that. Kosovo, from your work. Oh, nice. Don't get distracted. I wouldn't mind having something a little bit more expressive up top. I don't know. That might be a little intense, but I don't know that it works real well with the font I currently have. So that's something else I want to think through, how they pair up. But I like that as a initial thought. So let's keep that one in the back of the mind here. Software developer. Oh, nice. Well, hopefully I can inspire your work today with something totally random and disconnected to your software development. Or at least it's good background listening, hopefully. Okay, something like that. I don't know, that M kind of weirds me out. Maybe let's not. let's not say we did. Now, what is this? Welcome to picking typography. Sniglet is another one I've used. That's super kiddish, though. So I'm not sure I want to go quite that far. Okay, so at some point I just need to... Let's see what this thing is. Blocka. I kind of like this as an idea. Blocka. Is that right? Oops. Let's make this like 50. That's a little too intense for me. I don't... Nah. Not a great idea. Okay, so I think what I should do is just move on. But what I really want to do is spend the next... Ooh, Slacky. Let's try that. Slacky. I mean, we're definitely in the kid realm at this point. I'm not sure this fits too well. That's a little too kiddish. What I really want to do is just keep picking fonts. But I think we need to get on to actually designing some stuff. So why don't we choose... I'm going to choose something a little bit more generic right now. Or maybe let's leave this alone. And I do think... I don't know, this might be a little too rounded for me. Let's just do Open Sans. And maybe this is the Bale. I can always come back and switch it. So let's just do... Let's set up like a basic type scale to start with. And then I can use that in my buttons and stuff. So let's do that. So I'm going to make this regular. We're going to go 16. And so we've got a couple different ones there. But let's do like, oops, 1.4 times 16. Open Sans. Let's see everything else. I think that works. Okay, so let me add this as a text style. We're just going to say like body. And so now we've got that. Let me detach this. I'll come over here. Let's change this. Let me get some type scaling stuff up. Font menu, that's called Raycast. I was just chatting about that a second ago. So yeah, it's just a program called Raycast. And you can get a bunch of different extensions for it. One of them is for Google Fonts. And it's awesome. So you can create your own too. I've created, I think, one or two public ones, and then I've created a billion small tiny ones that I use for all kinds of stuff, but it's free for individuals, so check it out. Let's see what else I might do here. Let me pull up a type scale system. So type scale. So let me do this, and I'll pull this over so you can see it too. All right, put this here. Okay, so something like this. Hopefully you can see that. And again, let me know if we're having any kind of trouble with connection. So far, it seems like everyone's doing well. But you can basically set these here. This is called type-scale. And I can even pick a font. So what was that thing called? Did we want to do Open Sans? I think that's what I chickened out at, right? So Open Sans. You know, there's another one I just remembered. Oh, come on. What is that thing called? It was right there. Rubik or something like that. Rubik. There we go. Yeah, so this one, I kind of like this because it's soft corners, but it doesn't look kiddish to me. So maybe we'll do that for now. Okay, so I've got these all right here. So I can grab the CSS down below. But I think we'll just go 16, 21. So we'll just ramp up this scale as things get bigger. Do I want it to be a little bit more extreme? Yes. Let's do that. Maybe let's also start with a base font, something a little bit bigger. So let's change that up. Yeah. So let me come in here, and I'm going to select this. Actually, let me just edit it directly here. So we'll go 18 here. I'm going to change this to rubric. So to me, this is a little more kiddie than this. So this retains a little bit more sophistication. It's a little cleaner because it's got these. I don't know. I just think I like it more. So we'll stick with that, and then we'll go 18 times 1.4. which is typically what I do for a body. Okay, now we're off. We haven't really done anything yet in this stream. I'm just kind of exploring, but honestly, I was doing this anyhow this morning, so hopefully you find this bubblegum sands. Now, that does sound kiddish. Bubblegum sands. I mean, that's definitely in the realm. I think for like body font, maybe header font. I think for body font, I want it to be a little cleaner because, I mean, it's parents here reading this, not kids, so I want it to kind of like invoke children things, but not be something that an adult would get frustrated reading blocks of text. And it's a 25.45, 25.45, right? Yeah. Here, this would be more like a header. So 25.45 times, we'll do like 1.1, which is what I typically do for that kind of stuff. And then we'll change this to maybe like H3. Let's come in here. What else do we have? So I'm going to jump one to where an H2 is going to be this 50.89. Because I'm probably only going to have 3 or 4 levels of hierarchy. And I already forgot what this was. 50.89. 50.89. But Backhat Design, I like the idea, so keep in my way, and maybe we'll use one of those as we get going here. This will also be times 1.1. And this one will probably be bold. Maybe this one should be semi-bold, actually. So let me come in here, change this to semi-bold. Do I really need to be pulling in that many fonts for this? No, I don't. Okay. Maybe I make this semi-bold, and then I just make this semi-bold too. Because that's... I think that's mostly fat enough for me. Alternatively, I make this bold. That'll work. Let's do that. So we'll come in here and make this bold as well. And maybe, what was this body? Is this medium or regular? So maybe we bump this up a touch too. Sure. Okay. So we're going to call this good. I'm just going to come in here and say, like, this is my H2. Thanks, Backhat. Let's come back over here. 101.75. So that'll be like my Mondo header one. Although this is already getting pretty big, but, you know, go big or go home. 101.75. Is that right? Yeah. So we'll come over here. 101.75 times 1.1, I think. And we'll add this as an H1. All right, so all that to say, we've got stuff. The other thing I might want is typography, especially for my buttons. So let's do the same thing here. The only difference is going to be that I'm going to change this to be 18, so no line height at all. And then I'll change this. I'll save this as its own thing. So we'll say button or something like that. All right, so now that I've got this, I can delete all these pretty much. This. Let's just bring all this over. I'm going to copy this and we'll add it to the brain guide. Okay. Now what I want to do is actually start building out something since we have yet to really do that. So let me come over here. Let's build a button component. So I'm going to grab, I'll grab a frame and we'll turn this into an auto layout. I'll call this button. And inside of here, I need some text. So this text is going to be my button text. And this will say button. All right, what else do I want here? I want this thing to be in the middle. Sure, let's do like 5 if we have any gaps between stuff. Here, let's do 25, 8. Just arbitrarily choosing stuff. We can change this around later if we need to. I do want this to have a little rounding. Something like that. And then let's think through. I'll probably have a primary and a secondary call to action kind of thing. Depending on the background, I could have any of those 4 colors as one of these button things, but I think probably kind of the primary button type would be the first thing I'm looking at, something like that, which means I would probably make this, that's a little too subtle. Maybe we make this the dark color. Don't really love that either. All right, let's switch this up. Let's make this go here. And we're going to have variations of all these things. I probably also will have an almost white. So maybe I should also do that. So I come in here. Let's go to HSL. I'll make this like 96. And I will make that my white-ish. All right, so maybe we start with white-ish there. Call that our button. Do I want any like icons that would ever be in here? I think so. Let's do it. All right, so let me come over here. Widgets, plugins. Let's see, isn't there like a icon, feather icon? Let's do, this one's got a bunch of different ones, so let's do this. So we'll do, what do I have? Like, do I have any? Oh, I do have soccer balls. All right, cool. Let's do, sure, let's do a soccer ball. What else might I want? If it's like send a message, maybe. Let's do like sign up, see what they have there. Register. What's that? I might have like a plus thing at some point. They're like adding extra like kids to the forum or something like that. So I might do it like a multi-step forum. I'm not totally sure how I'm going to do that yet. We'll see what else I might want. Contact us. I think I can use the airplane for that. Anything else I really need? Maybe like a say hi kind of thing, or I pull that in. Okay, so those are some ideas. Let's at least start with these as at a starting point. So let's see, where's my like make look nice thing? I don't know. All right, let's put these all in their own frame. Actually, let's do this first. Let's first make them multiple components, and then I'll just put them all in the same frame. So we'll call this like icons or something like that. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is drag one of these things in here, if I can get it to fit in here. Where's my... Okay, so there we go. I don't know that we'll start with that one, but you know, whatever. And then let's see. Let me make sure that these are all no larger than whatever this is, which is 25. So let me scale these all down. So they're all 24 by 24. That'll work. Okay. And then the other thing I should probably do is change around their strokes, because those are slightly aggressive now that they're so small. So let's make these like 1.5. And same thing here, which I think you can choose in FOSS for icons when you're actually selecting these in development, if I remember right. So 1.5. There's probably a quicker way to do some of this, but I am no Figma expert. I just used it enough that I've tried to figure out stuff that frustrated me. So let's come over here too, and let's change this. We'll give these a couple different variations, but for now we'll start with that. And then I guess I should probably... How do I want to do this? I guess for each of these, technically I'd want to make alternative ones that are different colors. So let's do that. Nope. Nope. Still nope. I just want to grab this thing. There we go. All right, so let's move this over here. For now, I'll get rid of that. And let's create multiples of all these. So here, here, and here. Tidy up. No. Can we like distribute horizontal? Okay. Let me just be slightly OCD for a second. And we'll move all these things in here. Okay. We're going to call that good. And then what I want to do is for each of these, I want to have this property be like color scheme. Or how about we just do dark? And then this one will be true. and this one will be false. And I'll change this fill to my whitish color. Same thing here. I want this to be dark. How about we do like is dark? We'll do the same thing here. So we'll call this is dark. That one's already that color, but it needs to be marked as false. And this needs to be true. That will give me a little toggle system too, which is nice. Come over here, change this out. So is dark. This is one of those times where you like speed it up in a video, but you got to do the real thing with me today, or we type all this stuff out manually. So this is true. And finally, is dark. And oh, I was like, where's this coming from? It's the outside stroke. We'll grab this one and say this is true. This is false. I think I did all those right. We'll see in a second. And I'll change this over to this white color. Let's see, is this true? It is true. So this needs to be false. And this needs to be true. Okay. This needs to be false too. I had a sneaking suspicion that it is early in the morning for me, that I had messed that up, and this one needs to be true. Okay. All right, all that to say, we got those. Now what I'm going to do is pull this in and select the is not dark version. So there we go. We got that set up. Now let's go ahead and make this a component, and then we'll add another one to it. And we're going to do a couple things here, but for now, let's go ahead and just do like, I guess let's do type. Yeah, let's do that. So let's come over here and we'll call it type. And this one we'll call primary. And this one we'll call secondary. And what I want to do here is shift around the colors. And I don't know if I'd want this to be... Let's see. So I'm going to grab this, maybe make this the dark. It's probably more accessible than the white, so let's do that. So come in here, and I'm going to make this one dark. Something like that. So we'll at least have those two. I don't really know what else I might need. I guess if I were to... Let's throw this down here. I wouldn't mind there being some more like... I'll probably do more... like blur effects behind the button, so maybe I'd actually want, or like some of the elements. Do I want that? Sure. So let's do this. Let's add an effect. It'll be a drop shadow, but let's make this custom. So we will, I think we'll go ahead and use the color, because I could also do that, but or just like a real subtle thing like this. That's got a possibility, although I think some of the sections are going to be that color. So maybe we come over here and then we just make this like 20%. And let's go 5 and like 15. Let's go real big. So maybe we switch it over here and do the same thing. So 20%, 30%. Let's go 40 and bump up the... I'm sure designers actually have reasons for what they do. I just do what I think looks good. So one of these days I should probably start taking some design stuff. But so far I think I've been able to make it pass-ish. So I'm going to make this like light, or what do we call that? Accent backdrop. Accent blur, something like that. So we'll do the same thing over here, and I'm going to actually start, hey, get out of here, with this, except I'm going to come over here and change this up. I think this does need to be this same color, probably, right? Yeah, that doesn't look great. And we'll make this like 50. Okay, so that'll work. We probably need to give this thing a name though, so let's name this, I don't remember what, secondary, I think is what I called it, secondary blur. All right, so now I've got accent blur and secondary blur. I can use both of those, and then on hover, I would just like depress those by removing the blur. That's the idea, at least. Yeah, let's do that. So I think these will also be things that I just make as new variants. So let's do that, and I'll bring this over here, and I'll copy this over here too. And let me pull this up. And I should be able to get rid of this frame. Nope. Because I forgot these are on the frame. Let me just pull this off here. Get rid of that. Okay. Maybe I can just add a background. That's what I should have done in the first place. Okay, so that'll be a background color. It'll probably be something like that anyhow. And then here what I'm going to want is to remove this altogether and remove this altogether. The other thing I might want to do is probably just make this a little more opaque, I think. So let me just attach this. Go to like 90%. And we'll do the same thing here. So let's get rid of this. Where are we at? Oh, I already did? Did I get rid of both of those? Okay. Let's also change this out to 90%. Okay. So then what I'm going to do is make these things the hover state. I'm not going to do like a full, I mean, this is literally a one-page site, so I think I'll just be good with these two. I'm not going to do like a full button layout. So in here, I'm going to define another variant property, and we'll call this is hovered. And we'll set this to false to start with. And then both of these will get the is hovered set to true. All right, so after all that, what this means is I can drag an instance out here, and I've got access to is hovered or not, and it looks like I need to set this up better. Okay, so these need to both be, what do I call this, secondary. So let's have these both be secondary, and I'm guessing this is primary, yeah, so. And I might have additional ones, so that's why I figured we'd do it like that for now and not make it a toggle switch. So I can choose between those two and whether or not they're hovered, and they correctly choose the right variant of these icons when they're set up that way. So there we go. We got something going. I could also prototype these, I guess, and like, let's see, click here, and we'll say like is hovered on while hovering, change to primary is hovered. Okay, yeah. Smart animate, sure. Ease out. Let's see, change to that. Is there anything else I would really need there? I don't think so. And then same thing here. Change to on hover. Smart animate is in and out. Okay. So if I go to do this, that's not really what I wanted. I'm not gonna mess with that right now. We don't need to do it. Basically, it's gonna hover back and forth between the two. I think you have to reverse it too to make it go back the other way, but I don't think you do on hover if I remember correctly. So anyhow, all right, we got some buttons. We did a thing. Next, I want some kind of card layout. Like this is obviously super. I mean, really, what this is going to be for is displaying these two camps. And let me pull this up over here. So yeah, I think I can go ahead and pull that text in here. So we'll do this over this way. Whoa! So let's make this like 20. So this is basically what it's going to say. And then the same thing for older kids. So this is the younger age, and then there'll be an older age as well. And I think some of these, I think I might need to play around with some of these years. But so that's basically what these cards are going to look like. So maybe I should bring that over to my brand guide, and let's work on some cards. So we've got some buttons, we've got some icons. We're not going anywhere fast, but we're going somewhere. All right. So let me drag out a frame. We're going to call this card, and I guess One last thing. Let me paste this in here. I do actually want to set up whether or not these things are visible. I kind of forgot to finish this thing. So let me grab this. I'm going to grab all of these, and we're going to come over here to the layer. We'll say like show icon. We'll set it to true by default. That's fine. The other thing I want to do is... Oh, here we go. Yeah, so I want to make this an instant swap, so icon type. And I'll show you why I'm doing all this in a second. And let's see, by default. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I want these both to be as dark. Oh, it's going to make them all the same. Weird. Okay, that's fine. There might be a different way to do that. And then I also want to just set all this as text. So we'll say button text. All right, so the advantage of doing all that is I can drag this out, and now I have everything about this over in the sidebar. So I can change the type, whether or not it's hovered, to show the icon, which icon to show. Can I not choose like dark or secondary here? That's super weird. I know I've done this before. So is dark. I don't have a way to like set both of these up. If you know how to do that, let me know. Because otherwise I can't swap the icon type. But anyhow, the idea here is you can just swap out like on this which one I want. I kind of just switch between any of these, and then I can change this to say like hi or something. You know, it can switch it out. And then I can also just hide the icon altogether. So if I come back in here, I can just hide it, and then it's gone. So this actually has some extra padding to it too. So it's changing the button whether or not it has that. So I would just either want to make the font line height bigger so that it matches this exactly, or shrink this down even more, which I don't think I want to do. So probably what I would do is come into each of these and maybe make them all their own. I'm not going to mess with that right now. Okay. Anyhow, you get the idea. I can switch this out. All right, so now we can swap this out pretty easily. This is a little frustrating that it's making me do this. So I think for now, I'm just going to... what am I going to do? Let's take all these. Let's just attach these. We'll set these back to... Oh, weird. It like really messed all those up, huh? Okay, so we'll just... Oh, it's because I also still have it attached. Okay, let me pull this in. Nope. Just you. All right, I'm going to pull this in as an instance. Drop it in here. Is dark. Not important. Oh, get out of here. Pull that in here. Pull this in. Same thing here. And then I'm going to change these over to is dark, and we'll just call it good. And I won't have a swap property. I don't know what's more important. I don't know. We'll get back to that. I gotta actually get something done today. So these cards, it obviously kind of depends exactly how they're laid out, but let's use that same border radius, which is 5. Here's where I'd want to pull in some text. So I'm gonna do like the U6 to U8. Let's actually select one of ours. So this is probably going to be like an H3. Ooh, I kind of like that. I didn't mean to make it like that, but now I kind of like it. If it was down at the side, is that hard to understand? I don't think so. So something like that. Let's make this thing an auto layout. And then let's stick with that as an idea. This needs to be some body font and body text, and I'm going to stretch this stuff out like this. Is that what I want? Sure it is. All right, the other thing I might want to do is change up these colors, something kind of like this, and then maybe I'll just copy and paste all this stuff in here. Okay, so this needs to be able to fit, I think, all this How do I want to set that up? Maybe I make this like a little pill. Let's put all this stuff over here. And maybe I need a smaller body font. Or just an additional style, because that's... Yeah, let's do that. So let's do like our small at like 15. And we'll hit 15 times 1.4. And then I'll make this like my small. We'll do something like that. Also, it looks like this was all caps in the current iteration. Let's make this thing... auto width, that'll work. And then let's remove this all caps kind of thing. Let's see, I'm pretty sure uppercase, lowercase, yeah, I thought I had something. Individual skills, I'll just type these out again. Team skills, character, lesson, and then pick up. All right, something like that. I do have a couple assets that I can pull in here, so maybe I should do that. On the other screen. Sorry, you can't see this. I think I can just paste this in here. I can, it's just really small. All right, so let's make this thing a lot bigger. We'll change these colors to be this. Okay. That's not exactly what I wanted, but let's change these selected colors to be this. There we go. So I've got this like soccer ball kind of thing. That's an asset. Maybe we make this... This thing needs to be a color anyhow. I don't like that. Let's push this whitish a little further. So let me make this more like 98. I really want it to look basically white. And then I'll pull this to... Nope. Once again, wrong thing. Selection colors. So then let's make this kind of big. And then let me make this position absolute inside this frame. We'll drop it here. And then make sure that this clips the content. Something like that. All right, and then, like I said, I want to have like a little pill shape up above this. So let's put these together in an auto layout, up and down. And this is just going to say like the something, something, something. This also needs to be behind everything else. So that'll work. U6 to U8. So this will be... I had like that birth year thing. So let's go ahead and make another little component. Auto layout. Oops. Text inside here. So here's where we'll say... yeah, let's just say birth year 2018 to 2020 or something. That's obviously not right. Let's do 2016 to... come on. 2018, something like that. So we'll do that as that. And then what I want to do is small's fine. Maybe we have an extra small. Let's just do this. Let's make this our body. Make it a little bit bigger. We'll use this as the small. And the other thing I want to do with this is make it all caps. And then let's go ahead and add a fill. That's not what I'm thinking. I'm thinking a fill for the whole thing. So let's make this something more like that. Maybe this text itself is my white. We'll just do all the color things all at the same time. Again, I don't have any rhyme or reason for what I do for design. I just do what I think looks good. So sometimes it looks good, sometimes it doesn't. But I'd be interested in, I need to do more of just learning design, but I can only learn so many things at a time. So I'll do something like that. Sure. Maybe we back this off even a little bit more. 13. And we make this 13. What am I changing? Oh yeah, that's fine. And then let's actually make this nice small. Okay. And then the only thing I want to do is make it full caps like that. All right, so let's just call this thing like pill. All right, so this will be my pill. And this I can make text is fine, that's fine. So let me just grab this in. There's a couple ways to pull in these instances. So like in this case, I can come over here and just drag in this pill directly here, which is how I'd probably do it in like a real life application. The other thing, I kind of wonder if this shouldn't just be the same. So this is the more important thing, honestly, because it's what year that they are that determines all this. So what it's called isn't super important. So I kind of like the fact that this is the prominent thing. The other thing I want to do is space the side to side out a touch more. And let's see, I've got 15 side to side, 19 up and down. Let's go 20 and 20 everywhere. Eventually I'd have some kind of spacing system, but I'm generally pretty happy with this. And then this whole thing can be, this whole thing can be a card. That works. Now the other thing I want to do in here is probably make each of these things their own thing. So this would be like camp. This would be like registration details. And that way if I have a card that I drag out as an instance, I've got all the registration details here. I've got the camp here. This is its own subcomponent, so I can switch that out as I need to. All right, so we've made a couple things. I even made some pills on top of that. These image bars, let's just get some images in here. So let me pull in plugins. Don't have like Unsplash. Yeah, here we go. So let's run this. And we'll do like soccer something. And I'm just going to pull in a bunch of rando images. So let's do that. Sure. Whatever. Now I probably would make all these like the same size or whatever. So now that I got all these things coming in, let's do that. So for now, we'll shut that down. And then I'll make these all like 300 by 150. Is that a thing you do? Yeah, I think so. All right. So some of these definitely did not take at all. I'm trying to remember how I usually do this. Maybe I just make, like I would normally do this in like a design program where I'd have a rectangle and then drop these images inside them. Maybe that's what I was supposed to do. Let's do that. So let's say if these are like little rotating images, let's go maybe 150 by 250. Come on. Help me out here. 150. 250. Okay, so now can I just like make this part of that? Come on, be one with a rectangle. Do I have to? I think maybe I have to mask it. I forget how to do this in. Okay. So mask goes up top. This masks the down below stuff. And then I add this in here. Maybe? Yeah. Okay. I usually use Affinity Designer for a lot of my designs, so I don't always remember how to do like basic design stuff in Figma. But okay, so something like that. Let's make this thing that same border radius, so the 5. And all I want to do is basically duplicate this a bunch of times. And then we'll space this stuff out. And I will disperse this evenly. Okay, too many times. So let's try this again. And let's disperse this stuff evenly. All right, so let's grab all these and let's make these like 20 apart because that's the padding I've used so far on those cards. And then maybe make a couple more. Okay. And then all I want to do is swap out some of these images. So let's get rid of that one, drag this in here. Again, there's probably a faster way to do this, but we have not been concerned with speed so far. This is a holiday stream after all, right? I need to actually bring this up. No, stay in there. Do your thing. Be free. Here we go. This one needs to be up. This. All right, here we go. Sure. That'll work. That'll work. Let's switch this one out. Oops. This one I'll go ahead and move up here. That way it's all set and ready. All right, I think that's probably enough. We can get rid of all these. All right, so now all I want to do is duplicate all these and kind of offset them like this. So that they're 150. I'm not going to be like the most precise person ever at this, but let's also swap some of these so that the order's a little bit different at least. Sure. And that's now the same. I don't know, something like that. Okay, so we've got these as, I think what I'll do is just make this whole thing that component. So we'll just call this like image. What is that word? I couldn't remember it last time. We'll just do carousel. Carousel, I think that's how you spell that. Hey, welcome. Indranil, hopefully that's right. I'm so glad you've enjoyed the channel. That has been a help to you. All right, so we've got enough to kind of get started. Let's actually start laying out the page since, you know, we are supposed to be designing an actual page. Let me see what time it is. Yeah, we haven't been going that long. Hour-ish, a little more than an hour. Let me get some water. Okay. Now, what were we doing? We've still got tabs to lay out. Let's kind of hold off on that until we get going. So let me come over. Let's create the actual landing page. And I'm going to start with a frame. And let's do, sure, something like that. And actually what I'm going to do, I think, is make it something like 1980. Why don't I just come over here? 1980. Okay. Not sure what I'm pulling stuff around for today. We'll call this like desktop. And then I'll also have a mobile view as well. You can design for mobile first or for desktop first. Honestly, I don't know why, but I always do desktop first. So that's what I'm going to do. Let's go ahead and pull back in that Unsplash. Unsplash. And let's go soccer here. And see what I might want to pull in. It's a kids camp. I want some kind of background that says kids thing. And they're mostly like young kids. But it doesn't really need to be very, like it's going to be faded out quite a bit. So just like kids running in the background, or I don't know, that might be okay. Let's go like soccer kids. See what that pulls up. Okay, there are kids. More kids. This is kind of a little mundane, but it's the right idea. It could just be something more generic too. And again, I will probably pull in some actual like footage from the camps in the past once I am not live streaming. So I don't know that this really matters. This I was also just looking at some images for like that soccer section down below. That might work. Okay, let's go back up top. Just pick one of these kids. Ones. Maybe let's just pull this one in. All right, so we got this one in. Get out of here. Let's make this the kind of header area. And let's see, let's actually drag a frame out here. And we'll call this header. Oops. Header, like that. And then let me drag this inside here. All right. That will work. Now, I honestly want this to be kind of blurred out. So let's see what kind of effects I've got going on. Layer blur. Yes. Let's do like 15. Which means I also need to probably make this a little bit bigger. The image itself. And again, I will swap this out probably. The other thing is I'm going to have this logo. So we'll say soccer camp for now. Oh, I don't want the whole layer. I just want this layer blurred. Okay, so we need to back this off anyhow. And put this just on the image. So let's do the effect here of layer blur. And we'll go 15. Okay. So this soccer camp thing, if I can select it, this is going to be my logo, which will probably be bigger than that. So let's just make it our H1. And we'll go soccer camp here. So it'll say something like this. And if I go back over to my Inspo page, let's steal this and bring it over this way. Okay, so sign up form, logo, header text. So for the sign up form, all I need is the person's name. Let me just double check. That's what I've got. Yeah, their name and their email. So let's do something like that. So we're going to call this like soccer camp logo, just so I remember that this is my logo. So this will be up top, prominent. And then below here, I need to have what will probably actually be an H1. Utah soccer camp for kids or something like that. And again, I need to kind of hold off on some of the final copy on a lot of these things. So I'm just going to be putting some filler stuff in here for now. Depending on how blurred out this background is, I guess depends on exactly what I do here. And this isn't going to be the final background anyhow. So maybe right now let's just lay this stuff out. And then I will come back through and refine it later. So I got my logo. And again, I'm not a professional designer by any stretch of the imagination. I'm definitely not a professional developer either. This is just something I do for fun on the side. And as I've been doing stuff for friends and small clients and things like that in my spare time, that's when I started doing videos, is just to kind of help me cement stuff and force me to learn some stuff. And talking it out helps me. So a lot of times I'm not recording and I literally am just in my basement office talking through the concepts I'm doing. So I just started recording it because I thought it could be a help to others too. So I'm going to have underneath here this probably H3. It says like, let's just do, let's generate one Lorem Ipsum paragraph. That'll work. And then I actually want this to be a fixed. There we go. Something like that. It probably won't be that long, but some real brief description of what this is. And again, hopefully this thing would be a little more blurred out than this, this image, or darker. Maybe we just actually add. Isn't there like a way to add? I forget now. I think it's maybe right here, yeah. So let's just pump that up for now. Sure. Okay. Now, the main kind of form section, I'm kind of thinking maybe what I should do is probably need to have some form components over here. Maybe I can steal from this pill, and I'll just attach it. The other thing is this should probably be in the middle. So let me steal from this pill, and what I want is for this to be like 6, I don't know. And then I don't want to fill, but I do want to stroke. I'll do something like that. So this will be for the actual like form input fields. I don't know that I need them quite that intense though. Should I just make them? Maybe we'll make that thing the only pill. And we could have like different states, like a selected state and not, but for now let's just leave it like this. I will go ahead and change this text here. I thought I had this selected as one of those styles, but maybe not. Oh, you know what? It's because I changed it to be all caps, so that's why. So birth year, that'll work. Let's make this something like that. And maybe, should I make this see-through? Sure. We'll let the form do the heavy lifting there. These colors are obviously like very playful, but not super like my normal design style, so that's okay though. You have constraints, everybody does. So constraints create creativity. Put that on a t-shirt. All right. Pill. So this I want to be like form input. Something like that, and we'll just make this a component. Okay, so back over here to landing page. I think what I want is to pull in, yeah, let's see. So let's pull in a card. Okay, so most people are going to be, what is this, like 1,000? Yeah, 1,300. So let's say most people are zoomed into like something like this. So as far as like signing up for the next year, I think what I'm going to do, I could have it be a button with a pop-up. Maybe let's do that. So let me drag another frame out here. I'm going to change this fill, and let's see, let's put this on the outside of this, but still within the desktop. Okay, here we go. So maybe we make this, the secondary color is obviously going to make everything pop quite a bit. I mean, so is the primary, really. So maybe let's do this. And then here, I'm going to have this say like, trying to think what I've got on this other one. I could also do like a pop down banner from the top, I think, but let's just do this like, get notified when camp opens. This needs to be probably an H3, H2 maybe. Why don't we say like, this is an H3. And then above it, kind of the pitch is going to be, don't miss camp. Or don't miss out. Something like that. All right, and then this would be get notified when camp opens. Maybe too, well, I'm hating all this. Maybe I just, let's group these first of all. I'm gonna put this over here. I think this will work. So kind of the main area, I probably don't want to be much wider than this. So let's actually drag some layouts, I think. So let me grab this here. Let's do a layout grid. Sure, 10 pixels. Let's not do that. Let's do like 20. The other thing I want to do, I think, is... Oops. No. Get over here. Is I want to do some major columns and set these... Yeah, so let me move this. Nope. Stretch. Let's do center. Width is going to be 1400. No, that's not what I want. So if I got it... Let me see. So if I've got, let's say 1500 divided by 3, divided by 4. Let's do minus 20, 25 for each of those. And then we'll do divided by 4. So 3 point, let's do 360. 360. And the gutter will be 25. And then we will stretch these things. And I want 6 of them. So that gives me 4. Something like that. So I think that would work. So we'll generally keep everything kind of in that frame. Let's see, how do you hide toggle? What am I wanting? Layout, show layout grids. Okay, Shift G, that's right. Okay. So for right now, we'll keep that in there. And we'll move these here. And maybe let's come back over here and just reduce the opacity of these, because that's a little intense for me. I don't really know that I need this grid either. I think that's kind of getting in my way. Okay, let's just leave it like that. All right, and then I could have the form in here or just like a button that opens a modal, and I've kind of done both before. A moment ago I said I was going to do a button that opens a modal, but now I'm kind of thinking I shouldn't. So yeah, maybe let's bring in one of those form elements here. I obviously need to change this up too, where I have it with an actual background. Let me come back over here. Let's just do it all here. So let me have this have an actual background. Now that I know where it's actually being placed too, that also helps. I'm also going to just change that to be consistent. Come back over here. There we go. All right, so this is probably what I would do is have I guess we should do this right. So here I'm going to have this set to a fixed width. Let's also detach this and make this like 50%, which I mean I should probably have as a separate like typography style or whatever, but go 40%, something like that. Okay, let's do it. So we'll say accent 40. Whoa. Why is it doing that? I didn't know that was an option. If I change it to that, I've never done that before with the / thing. What happens if I change this up? Let's change this to like 70. Come in here and call this primary 70. Hey, that's kind of cool. I didn't know that was a thing. Can I like drag this as, yeah, so you can group these. I didn't know that. Hey, cool. You learn stuff every day. Okay, so these are my primary styles. Now I know. Sure, let's keep a 70 and a 40. Well, I'm glad I did that. All right. Come over here. Maybe let's give this a little bit more space. And the other thing I think I probably should do is add some more text. So let's have this be like whatever. And I'm going to drag this into the form input. Now, here's something else I need to think about. Let's remove auto layout. So that's a form input. Let's make a form. Okay, this is fine. I know what's going on now, I think. Why is this spacing so weird here? Okay, let's make another one. Nope. Let's just grab text. I'll call this like form label. This will be my small. Sure. And we'll make this primary. Oh, look at that. That's cool. Yeah, I had no idea you could do that. Okay. Well, now we know. So this is primary, basically. I like that. Okay. So form label, let's leave it like that. This could be button, that's fine. And then what I will do is make this its own edit object. Weird. I haven't seen that one before. Form label. Then let's create another one down here. Now let's just drag those in separately. Okay. Let me also then pull in a form label. And in this instance, I'll need to switch this up. But this will say, like, we probably should set this up. In the long run, it'll be better for us. So let's come in here. Let's create a form thingy. That'll work. All right, then I'm going to drag this in here and drag this. Nope, not that. An instance of this in here and an instance of this somewhere near that. Form label up there. Okay. There we go. Okay. Then we'll stack these like that. Swap these bad boys around. Come in here. Let's change this to like 2-ish. 3. I don't know. Something like that. Sure. That'll work. Let's make this not have a fill. And then this thing, we've got those different color options. That'll work. That's fine. Let's come over here. So let's get rid of everything and then pull in. Oh, I forgot to make it an actual component. Okay, so let's come back over here. Now I'm going to pull in with Shift-I. I should be able to pull in the form right here and drop this in here. Okay. All right, now I want to change this up to say name. That's what this was all about. So I want to change this out to say name, and this will say like your first. That'll work. I think I want to offset this. So let's do that. So let's say probably, so what's the easiest thing to do here? Maybe just do that. Set this to 0. Let's do that. And the other thing I think I want to do is make this also. Where's my text stuff? Here we go. I want to make this full, like all caps. All right, so there we go. That's not great. Well, I'm not really happy with anything so far I've done today, aside from build the buttons, but you know, this was literally just the morning I had, so let's do email. Let's do like hi@example.com or something. All right. Let's do same thing here. Okay. that will work. Not super loving this thing right now, but let's make this 250. Might be a little too intense. Do 25. All right, something like that. And then I need, kind of going back to the idea that this should just be all right, so let's do this. Let me come back here and unsplash it. Let's get some more soccer stuff in here. And I think what I want, you know, we saw that in this inspo. We saw that cool thing where they like used this whole thing. I kind of think we should bring that in. Let's do that. All right, so I also think this should just be textured. So let's change this up. Let's come back here. Soccer pitch. Maybe I bring this in. Something like that. I guess I could bring in this lighter color, but something like this. Then let's, can I make this thing smaller so I don't have to, no? Okay. Let's go 90 degrees on this. And let's actually make this put this inside here. Okay. What if I did something more like this? And I'm not sure I like that. Okay, let's drag that out for now. There's really no way to make this thing smaller, because I don't want to have to keep opening it, but okay. So I think what I'm going to do is actually, let's start with just maybe designing some of these elements. So I'll come in here. I think what I'm going to do is make this color on the stroke a little bit bigger maybe. I want this to be its own element all the way out here. And then I wouldn't normally do this in here, so is there like no way to fade this thing off? I'd normally create these things in a design program and kind of bring them in. So maybe this won't actually work, but anyhow, let's play around with some of these. Layering effects. I'm trying to think what would make. I want it to be like white up top and blue at the bottom. So since I'm probably gonna have to create these in a different file and bring them over, rather than like taking forever to do that, let's just go ahead, oops, and just design out kind of generally what they would look like, so I've got somewhere to place them. So let's do that. So here we go. We'll use the same thing and let's group all this together. We'll call this like circle. Something like that, and then maybe I can just drag a line straight through here. So let's do that. Make this, what was this, 4? 5? Something like that, and then this will probably fade off. So I'll have this fading this way. Now we've got these kind of little I don't know, design features. So that's one. What was another kind of idea we got? It was mainly just those, huh? Okay. That's fine. I mean, I could do some kind of like soccer ball grid thing. Where was that? Like on this? Pull this into. So that's another idea. All right, then I think what I want to do is add a box here. That's top of everything. Let's fill this. And let's add one of our effects. Let's do our accent blur. And then let's see what I want. Maybe I can bring in a second level of this border radius to 15, something like that. Do I love that? No. That's all right. Okay, let's bring this in here. Let me change the colors here. Do I have two things? No? So let's bring this in here. Let's return this to its normal state where I put this back at the, oh, just this to my blue. Or was it this color? We'll see how what I end up doing with this site. So right now, I don't really like anything I've done this morning. But some of it is just like the colors, and I know what the logo looks like, so it has to look like that. It can't just look like my design style. But I don't know. Let's put these. Put everything in the middle. Okay. So let's do this. Let's group these two, make these 10 apart, and then I want to add a button in here as well. And maybe we make these things all central. Let's also just change all these primaries to this. Also, secondary buttons are often better for your actual, for converting people or whatever. So let's do that. We'll say like, just submit is fine. Okay. I've seen better. I've seen worse. Let's make these just stacked right against each other, because I think this thing already has padding, yeah. All right, something like that, just better. And maybe for this whole feature set thing, let's just drop this all together. What if we duplicated this and then flipped it? So it kind of like draws your eye to the center. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of any of this. That's all right. I got something on the page, and we can go from there. All right, so we've got our two camps. So maybe we set those up next, and so yeah, let me do that. So let's come back over here to my landing page. We'll pull these in right here. Now I feel like this needs to be way bigger. But I think some of it is just that I'm so zoomed in, because normally it'd be more like this. So let's say I have these two camps, one here and one here. And oops. I need some kind of header text here. 2 age groups. Let's make this H2. And this one would be, let's see, can I select over here? Yeah. So U9, I think it is, to U12. This is just the way the U.S. soccer organization breaks up their age groups. I think it's stupid, but I don't really know if there's a better way to do it. It just seems really confusing to me. So we'll do like 2012 to 2016, something like that. I don't really remember what it is, but and then all of these will be pretty much the same. This will just be 1, 130, 2, 245, and 3. Something like that. So, and the other thing I need is what time these are. So maybe there's a way to indicate that. Maybe we grab another pill actually. We drag this out here and just change up the background here. And here we'll say 9 a.m. to 11. Looks like that's what it is. 9 to 11 a.m. So let's do that. I'm going to bring it up here and set this at like 45. I don't hate that. Let's go 1 to 3 p.m. Sure. What if we go dark? What else? What other options do we have? That's could be better. Let's go here, and what if we add an effect? Nah. Even less, nah. Come back over here. I mean, we got our primary-ish things going on. Let's just move this back to primary. I think that'll work. Sure. That works. So I think this is... What's... Is it just this that's pushing this down so far? Huh. So that'll work. Let me come back over here. And let's take this thing. Because normally what I would do is bring this up here. Add this as part of the card itself. Move this here. Something like this. And then let's detach this maybe. You know what? I've now actually got these colors sitting right here. So, although I think I want it more like 20, 30. Yeah, something like that. Okay. Then I'm going to make this a fixed height. What else am I going to do? Let's go 25 here. I think that will actually serve me a little bit better. Maybe I go 25 and 30. $35. Why is this thing not moving? Oh, I can't clip content now if that's outside of it. Maybe we just get rid of this little feature for now. Okay, so I come back over here. Let's also give this thing a little bit more spacing. Over here. Okay, so let's put this back to hug. Go 25 here. Then put it back to fixed. I think that'll work. Okay, now the other things I want to do is make this addressable from the side. So we'll say like time. I think all the rest that's fine. Okay, so back over here. Let's get rid of all these. Oh. Outlines visible. That's not what I meant to do. Let me pull in these cards. Oh, it looks like that soccer ball stayed with it. Okay. You, my friend, need to find a different home. Okay, so back over here. Let's just jump in here. Let's change this. Oh, did I make that an instant swap? Oh my. Okay, so this is not an instant swap. I want to change this text content. Here we go. Time. I actually want this to say 9 to 11 a.m. to start with. All right, now that should be good. Let me duplicate this over and change this stuff up once again. So U9 to U12. I'll change that actually in the card. I think it's going to be easier over there. 1 to 3 p.m. All right, so let's change this all. This is 1, this is 1, this is 2, this is 2, this is 3. And then this 2012-ish. I don't know exactly what this is. 2016. Okay, we have cards. So that's pretty clear, I think, when they are, what they have going. Let's space these out 50. That's double our one spacing. Our 20 that or 25 that we set up around everything. I kind of feel like I'd like to have. I mean, maybe this is where I bring in some different typography. So let's detach this, and then I probably will honestly stop the stream sooner than later, just because I've got other things I gotta finish up today. But what am I doing? Fonts. Okay. Let me come back into this display stuff and see if I can't find something else I like more that would fit well with that rubric. So what about this bungee? Let's do this. That's not bad. I mean, it's sans serif 2. It's got the same basic rounding on the corners. I kind of like that. Let's do it. All right, so let me come over here. We're going to change all of these to bungee. And same thing here. And same thing here, I think. Actually, I think I might keep the H3 as the smaller. Why is this not shifting over? Oh, it's because it's at the bungee bold. Okay. They don't have bold. Regular. That'll work. Same thing here. Regular. Okay. Cool. I also feel like this button needs to be a little bit different. I think I just need to keep these all this white color. I still think that's accessible and it looks better than the blue. So let's leave it at that. I think what I'd like to do too is play off of this kind of diagonal thing. You know, and these lines. Somehow, I'm not exactly sure how yet, but I also think maybe let's pull in a hero pattern. So I know I've got some patterns here too. No. I mean, who doesn't like some good hot dogs? That's not right though. Let's see, gears. I just feel like it needs a little texture or something. But I might just be trying to make something work. So let me see what this color is here. Let's just drop this one in here. And maybe now try some of these. No, hard pass. I mean, if we really want to go diagonal, I just go stripes, but that gives me a heart attack just looking at that. Yeah, I might just be trying too hard to make something work. Welcome to the silent stream. I mean, we're going real retro vibes now, but whatever. Let's put this at like 30%. I mean, I've seen worse things, but I just feel like it needs some texture. But I'm getting into like designing micro things where really what we should be doing is focusing on kind of larger things. So let's stop being an idiot and grab all of this. I'm going to group this together. We'll call this like age groups. Let's start naming some of this. We'll call this notify. They're all separate sections outside of the desktop. Okay, so age groups notify me frame 1. Oops. So let's grab both these and group these. I'll call this like banner, notify banner. All right, and then I've got my header there. Okay. So that'll work. I guess let's make this central for now. Still not totally loving this. I don't know. There's got to be. It just looks stupid. All right, we'll figure it out. So I've got these age groups. Generally got this stuff up here. The don't miss out stuff. What else did I have in my inspo section? Social cred, coaches. So if I were to like list these up, maybe I show it first. I talk about the coaches. Trying to think what would be most important to parents. I think follow us should be like kind of a break point. Maybe honestly it's that it's in Utah. Then show images. Coaches. Kind of feel like social credit can be a final pitch before the final CTA award, something like that. So let's come back over here. Okay, so what did I just say? A local Utah. So let's look at this inspo. Maybe for now I'm just going to drag this in down here as a reminder. And then what I can do is pull my image bar here. And something like this, except we'd have these things continually rotating. So let me come back over here and let's just add some more to this. Same thing here, add another one. Okay, we'll call that good for our image carousel. That means if I come over here, yeah, there we go. So that's something like that, where it's like showing a bunch of pictures from the past and just, you know, moving through those. And that will also kind of break up the page visually some too. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. Oops, let's have this stay central on top. That's fine. Okay. What are our other inspo sections? Coaches. So here's where we could have like tabs. And we saw this as like a possibility. I'm kind of thinking what I might do is have like little pictures of their heads over here. So like head coach 1, head coach 2, head coach 3. They click on these and then it would show this. So it's going to have an image of them and then like a brief bio. So maybe let's build that out, and then I might call this stream a wrap, because I'm starting to fade. I do these things super early in the morning, so usually I don't have to talk to anybody unless I'm streaming. So, but that's my quiet time to work on coding. So this is what I usually do. So let me see. Let's use the same. Didn't I change this to 15? Yeah, okay. I'm not totally sure what to do there yet, but the other thing is I probably want to alternate the backgrounds on these things. So, for instance, I'd want this here to maybe be this light blue color. And that way we've kind of got these alternating colors, since these are the color scheme things that they gave me. And then this would be its own little section down here. And then down below, there'd be another one. So with that being said, if this is going to be where the coaches are, they're going to be on this light blue backdrop. Maybe just kind of keep that in my mind as I go. So let's come over here. Soccer ball animation in the blue section. Not sure I understand what you mean. Like up here? Like a ball rolling past or something? Yeah, we're definitely in like the blocking stuff out stage. Pretty much the only thing I like I've done so far is this. So all the rest of this is probably going to get scrapped in this. I like the idea of this. So I like both of those things. We also have like a testimonial thing for parents. Maybe I can build that out too. Let's do one thing at a time though. So over here, let me grab a frame for now, just to make sure I'm kind of designing it on the background that it's going to be sitting on. Let's put it here. And then what I want is, let's grab, sometimes when I kind of get stuck, so right now, you know, as I've been going, I haven't really been getting anything done super fast. I'm not super happy with anything. A lot of times if I'm coding by myself or designing by myself, what I'll do is I'll just set a timer. So let's do that. So I'm going to set a timer for, and it kind of like reinvigorates me. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's just a weird brain hack, but let's do a 10-minute timer and just say like, let's finish the thing in 10 minutes and see where we're at, so that I'm decisive. I make quick decisions. My mind's kind of like snapping a little bit more. That's what I do. I don't know if that helps anybody else. We'll see if it helps me. So let me grab some circles here. Like I said, let's see. Let's just duplicate this. 3. I think I might have as many as 4 coaches that I'm supposed to put in here. So let's do that. And then I don't care what they are. They probably should be, I want them to be younger because they're usually kind of younger. Let's use Unsplash. That's fine. Or we could use Pexels too. Let's grab an avatar there. Oh, what a soccer coach. And another one. So I think I need to have 2 males. So let's do that. And another male here. Okay. That will work. I know this isn't a real thing, but I feel like somebody's soccer-ish. Let's hair color. Can I get like different? Oh, I guess there's probably reasons I can't. I was gonna say, can I get like different racial? Okay, whatever. I'll just stick with this. All right, so we've got these. I think what I want is when they're selected, I want them to be their full color. Maybe we also have a stroke around all of these. So let's do that. Let's set a stroke. This. Excellent. And then for all of these, I want to make them more opaque. So let's make this like my 40. And actually, I'm going to leave. Can I make the whole thing? And then maybe I just switch this over to like this. I can't do that. I just don't have one. Let's do that. So none of them here. And then what I do is at 50. So let's do these all. Let's do these all like that same 50. Used 2.5 of my minutes already. All right, let's get moving. So then what I want is the image of this person. How would I want this to be? So I think usually, let's grab this here. Let's go 5. And let's open back up the UI faces. What will it do? Okay, it'll just put a full person in there. That's fine, whatever. So let's also bring in this little pill. And we'll say like the coach's name. Coach person. All right, and then the other thing I'll do is switch this out. That'll work. And then I'm going to have like different accomplishments / bio thing over here. So let's also, I think what I might want to do is wrap all of this, but I guess for now, yeah, I guess we need to wrap it first. So I'm going to come in here and set this to like 50, 45. All right, something like that. And let's make this background like our white color. I'll move this to the back. Okay, and then we'll space these out vertically. And I think the idea here is what I want is how do I want this to look? I want these to be like their own little section. So maybe I also come in here, grab another rectangle. Put this behind these. And do 45. And then maybe do 0 here too. And make this maybe these just need to be smaller. 4.5 minutes left. All right, something like that. Maybe this goes straight up. And what I do is I change this to the dark color when they're selected. Okay, so maybe something like that. So they've got these tabs, and that can flip up top too for mobile. So I kind of like that as a starting point. All right, so now I've got this coach person. I think I also want to come in here and maybe bump this up. So we make this go to like a, not that, an H2. Let's detach it. Let's go down to my 18. We'll do 18. And then this, let's do like 6. 15, again, you should have some kind of system for what you're doing, but I don't right now. We got a thing we got to do. All right, so this will be this coach person, and then we'll have a brief bio over here. So we're almost done, 3.5 minutes. So we'll come over here, let's make this an H2, and we'll say, oh, come on, person name. Maybe we make this an H3. Sure. And then let's duplicate this, put this down below, make this the body, and I'll just do lorem, sentences 2. Sure. Where's my thing? Gotta drag this over here. Let's duplicate this and drag it down. Something like this. And then, do I need anything else here? I don't think so. Now these could all be different, so I think I'd probably center align this maybe. So let's do that. Something like that. So then if they click on this person, it would show this stuff. They click on the next person, it would show that stuff. On mobile, how would I wrap this? Probably just the opposite. So I think this would all work. Let me come in here then. Let's add this accent blur. Now we definitely embrace like the rounded theme here. So I'm not sure how I feel about that. I guess this probably should be this too. And maybe we just back this off. I'd need to look at my typography, but I forced myself to do something. We got 1 minute and 30 seconds left. So nice little brain hack. Janstram. Hey, nice. Hey, you're welcome. I don't feel like I've done a great job today, but this is how most of my design stuff goes, and code stuff, where it just takes time, and you go through lots of iterations you hate, and then you finally find something you don't hate as much as the other things you hate. So lots of hatred this morning. But that's very kind, and I'm glad to know that you've enjoyed the channel. All right. Something like that. We're going to call that great. Let's take all this stuff and let's make this a component. All right, we're going to call this like tabs. That needs some refinement, but it's an idea. Mind trick, I know, right? I don't know why it always works for me. It like snaps me into gear, and then I'm suddenly very interested in whatever it is that I was doing. Maybe I'd actually break these a little bit, like have a separation here. So like this needs some help, but it's something, and I had nothing 8 minutes ago. So let's grab this here, drop this in here, and make this here. We'll say like 4 amazing coaches or something like that. And again, I might totally change that, but at least I have something to work off of now. So let's say it's about this big for most people, somewhere around here. I think this is what we decided for like the largest their screen would be. This would be like a laptop screen. So some of this could probably get a little bit bigger. But like this looks good. This could probably take up more room. Like maybe these just space out a little bit or whatever. But you know. All right, so that's pretty good, I guess. Let's come back over here to our inspo where we wrote out a lot of this stuff. Coaches, awards. So this would be like kind of what they're earning throughout the day. So let's see. Let's come over here and t-shirt. Let's grab an image here. Because they're going to get a t-shirt. So that's template logo. Oh, come on. I just need a t-shirt. Let's just come back over here and can we just look up maybe in Unsplash t-shirt? Sure. Okay. It'll probably just be like a literally a plain t-shirt like this. So, oops, did I shut it down early? Oh, no. T-shirt. Let's have a deja vu moment. It'll probably be something simple like this. Okay, perfect. And the idea here would be, I'd say something like, this is the t-shirt they're getting, or something. So we say like $50 includes, and then down below here I'd have a list of stuff. Oh, come on. Change this stuff out. Body, somehow I got all these things off. I thought these were supposed to be my H2s. These are my H2s. I just somehow didn't attach it to that. I don't know. Weird. Okay. And then I would have what it includes. So like, can't you do like, yeah, here we go. Something cool. A t-shirt. Something else cool. Stuff you wouldn't have right now. All right. Stuff like that. And then that would be spaced out. What else do I have? Just kind of get some of these things up. Follow us. So didn't we have some like inspo about that? Sure. Let's drag that in here. So maybe we'd have this. This is too stylized for our section or for our page, but that's fine. So I need to get some more imagery in here. Again, this like just super is not my design style, the way that they've colored these things and the logo, but it's for kids, so I'm gonna have to deal for the kids' sake. It'll be fine. We'll figure it out. All right, so like and follow for more. Just finished laying out some of this. Social cred, we've also got a footer probably we need to have. So maybe we do that. Social cred is gonna be, let's see what time it is. I probably gotta get going here. So let's throw down a footer. Actually, let's use a frame. And we will give it some fill. Sure. Oh no. I want this to be fixed width. Now, I'm going to come in here and I'm going to say something like copyright. I don't remember what the copyright symbol is. Looks like here it is. Copyright something. All rights reserved. 2022, I don't remember exactly how I do that, something like that. Put everything in the middle here and move this down. Sure. Let's also, yeah, let's do this. So packed, let's go space between. And next to this, I want to set a bunch of random icons. Well, they're not random, but icon thingies. All right, so let's open back up our gradient color palette. I don't even know I had that one. Where's the icons? Oh, phosphor icons. There we go. So what I want is like Twitter. I don't even know what they have, but let's do Instagram, Facebook. Oh yeah, this is gonna be good. All right, email. Let's. I don't think they'd have Twitter. They probably have the other ones. So let's space these out. First of all together, then like that. And let's put them in an auto layout, 5 apart. Let's go here. And then let's drop them. What is this? So maybe what we should do is make these all the same too. So, nope. This whole thing. We're going to change this to this color. Then we're going to put this in the footer. Okay. Something like that. Let's put some spacing on the side. So like, let's do like 50. And then let me swap these. And let's see, let's give this thing more fixed height too. Not that. Something more like that. Maybe. Let's go a little bit bigger here, so like 150. Well, what I really want is for this to be like my 1500. So let's turn back on the grids that I used to have and then literally forgot about. So maybe what we do is actually bring this whole thing in here like this. We have no background here. Oops. And then we have a frame that sits inside that has a background. This background, like that. Sure. Okay. So we got that set up. Maybe we change this to like that bright green. No, that hurts my face. So we've got some social stuff and a final CTA. So I think for now, the final CTA could be something very like this. Very much like this. And maybe we just have an image of a small, or like kids playing. Let's grab this image. We'll add this here. Put it behind it. Something like that. I don't know. I've been a fan of a lot of other things more than this. I feel like, especially with design, this is how stuff goes for me. Like, I hate it, I hate it, I hate it, I hate it, and I finally get to something that I'm like, that's all right. But I'm sure if I had more of a system to like doing stuff, that would also help. But and then the last thing would be like some kind of testimonial blurb. And here I've kind of been leaning into like the super rounded corners. I kind of don't wonder if I don't, I kind of wonder if I don't do something more like, I have an idea. My idea is, see if this is the blue color. Yeah, that would be blue. Assuming we keep with that. And then, what I was thinking is that I come in here with a white color, which is what the whole site should also be. So let's change that. This should all be that kind of like a light color, which I still feel like is not quite light enough. So let's go here. Let's change it to 99. Okay. So now it's basically totally white. Then what I want to do, bring this in somewhere like that. Sure. Duplicate this. And then have like a little person face, you know? So this would be for like testimonials. Then what we would do is down here, oops, have little tiny person heads. Well, maybe these should just be dots. So let's say we have this many people who say this camp is awesome. Now this is interesting because let's actually just bring this inside. And that way this whole thing can be centered. And this can be centered. And I think that would look okay. So let's grab all this. We'll group this. Make this go in the center. Okay. So it's technically, this is a little off center of this, but they're close enough that I don't think it'll make a huge difference. Okay, lastly, let's run some faces. Perfect. Okay, so this person... What? No. Get out of here. So I'm kind of liking this more rounded look for a lot of stuff. I don't know. We'll see. But for now, what I'm going to do, oops, is have like person mom. And this person mom is going to say things about the other people. So, or sure. Bring this in here. Like this. Sure. So this person says, this camp is awesome, you know? Something more like this. And then we would make this one maybe dark just to show that that's the one we're on. And they could either auto-rotate or I think click the little things down here or both. That's got a chance. So, all right, well, I think I'm going to call that good. Hopefully that was helpful for you. Yeah. Let me pull this thing over here. Hopefully you enjoyed this very casual stream. And you maybe even learned something. I don't know if there's that much to learn. I'm not sure we really landed on anything that I super like. But we at least played around in Figma. And I guess I like this. But those are just images stacked up. So I will probably do the rest of this site offline so I can actually pull in the real copy and logo and stuff like that. And I think that usually helps too when you get that kind of stuff in. But hopefully you enjoyed this, and I know I did. And I hope you have a great Christmas if you celebrate Christmas. And I'm looking forward to the time with family this Christmas. And I've got a couple side projects that I've been putting off, so I'm hoping to get those down. Hopefully you've been enjoying the Astro course. I know if you're not on that, it might seem like a long time here between posts. So I might do another stream at some point, maybe next week or the week after, just to kind of break it up for people as well. So anyhow, I hope you've enjoyed this. I will see you in 2023. All right, thanks.